Where's my video?
I'm one or something.
Oh,
Very young.
Miguel, how are you?
Hi, Michael.
Hi. Talk to you long.
I'm fine. You?
I'm not too bad. Just give me 1 second. I want to just adjust this camera for 1 minute here. Okay, can you see me good?
No. Oh, yes. I see you.
Okay, 1 second. 1 second. No. Okay. We can start now. All right. So today's topic, it's about renewable energy. Do you have any idea what renewable energy is?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Miguel, how are you? 1 second, I have to close this. Renewable energy. Have you ever heard about it before?
Oh, I don't know about this too much.
Okay, I'll show you a picture, and maybe you could tell me about it. Maybe you can tell me. What do you think of this picture? I don't want to give you the answer right away. Open that picture for a second.
1 second. I see it.
Okay, what do you see? Tell me.
I see the many variants of making energy.
Different types of energy. Well,
So-
what are the lists?
Huh?
Geothermal. You see geothermal?
Geothermal.
Yeah, I see. Maybe it's better to screen share this picture.
Screen share. How do I do that?
Yeah.
How do I do that? Screen.
There is a function like a green one. Share the screen or something like this on the left side of the screen.
I see. 1 second. No, I can't. I can't do it. No, it doesn't matter anyways. All right. So geothermal. Any idea, Yvonne or Miguel, what geothermal is? Have you ever heard about it?
Geothermal is maybe like in Greenland when volcans and thermal water and they make energy.
They make. Well, yeah, it makes it. It has to heat. Heat has to come from somewhere, right? It's from the ground usually.
Yes, is
Now, in Ukraine, how do we get our heat? I mean, all the heat is shut off, isn't it? Do you have any heat at your in your flat?
Yes, we have. All of us have it.
You have it. Really?
Yeah, but heat. Well, what do you mean heat? It's like the central heating, right?
Oh, when I'm talking about heat, I'm talking about heat from the radiator, the battery.
Yeah, we have it, but at the moment no. But like several days ago, we had it.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It was shut off, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was shut off like several days ago, right?
Okay, so I mean, I don't know. Where does that heat? How does that work? How does that heat work? Can anyone tell me where does this heat come from? Does it come from a distribution chain? Does it come from a nuclear reactor? Where does it come from?
I don't know. I don't know. I cannot tell you.
Miguel, you know where it comes from?
maybe we have in our как район,
Area?
area. In area, in any area on the town, we have как тепловые эти самые TEDs.
Heating, I don't know, the factories that are heating the water and provide us with it.
Okay.
I don't know how's it right to say in English.
Well, I would say, I don't know, it's some sort of hydro station that heats the water. That's all I can say, and it goes through pipes, as far as I can see. Now, Miguel, I think this is inefficient. You know, inefficient. How do I spell this for you? I think it's inefficient. Miguel, do you agree with me? I mean, do you think the way we get our heat, for instance, through the radiator, do you think it's efficient? What do you think?
I'm sorry, inefficient. What is it?
Как сказать? Эффективно. Что такое подобное.
I think if the gas will cost low, it's получается efficient.
Ineffective. Inefficient. Ineffective. Oksana, how do you say it in Ukrainian?
What?
Ineffective. It's not efficient. Ah, she doesn't know. All right, it doesn't matter anyways. So, I mean, think about it, guys. The water is going under the ground, right? The pipes. Okay?
Yeah.
And it has to heat. I'm thinking, this is my theory, I'm thinking that the longer the pipes, the more resistance, the more heat you lose. What do you think?
That's right. Yeah. I think that's right. It's natural. You are losing the heat, right?
Okay, but how many people, I mean, is it popular, like in Ukraine, I don't know, in Russia or other countries, where you have a boiler inside your home?
It's very popular, but sometimes you have to have the special licenses to have it in your home.
It's very popular in small town. In small
towns it's very popular, right?
I heard in a flat, if your apartment is more than 10 floors, you can't have gas.
Yeah, I don't know.
Miguel, did you hear about this? No?
If the house more than 10
floors.
And what do people...
No gas. You are not allowed gas. No gas.
No, it's wrong. I think always in any houses we have gas.
Mm-hmm. Because in Sofivska Borshihivka, it was a gas, a boiler, and it was hot, really hot. Irina, are you there? Hello, hello. Irina, are you? No? Hello? Oh, I'll get back to you after. What are some other ways to heat your home? Does anyone use a heater? Like electric heater?
Electric what?
Heat. Electric heater.
Electric heater.
Did you hear that?
1 second. Electric heat.
Электрическое отопление.
Ага. Electric heat. Uh-huh.
That wasn't me, that was Oksana, so she's...
When so-called, like right now, in a flat, in my flat, I use electric heat.
Heater, yeah, I needed to go buy one because it's so cold. I mean, I'm not an Eskimo. You know what an Eskimo is?
No.
They cost. It costs not so much.
No, but the heat is expensive. I mean, in Ukraine, is heat expensive? I mean, do you notice? Do you think electricity is expensive in Ukraine, or do you think it's cheap?
No.
What do you think?
I think it's cheap.
I think it's cheap too. What about compared to Germany? How expensive was to heat your home, or to?
I know that every house they had their own little heating plant near the house, but it was pretty expensive.
Yeah, but efficient. I'm thinking that if Germany is going to do something, they're going to do it efficiency.
It was very efficient, right? Right.
And Miguel, what do you think? You think electricity is cheap in Ukraine, or you think it should be cheaper? What do you think?
Yes, I think in Ukraine it's more cheaper than in Europe.
In the world.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how do we get our electricity anyways now? I think it's, is it through nuclear? What are we using now? What are we using to generate our electricity? Our renewable energy, what are we using? What's the main sources? Well, because we're all in Kiev, right? Most of us. Miguel, do you know?
I don't know.
Ivan?
No.
No idea. What about nuclear? How popular is nuclear in Ukraine?
Very popular. We have many nuclear stations in Ukraine. And
But okay, in Russia, in Russia still uses is it popular in Russia too? Do you know? Because I don't know. In Russia, is nuclear is it the most common way? Anyone know?
I don't know. I don't know. Actually, I never interested in such kind of things as alternative energy. Maybe once in the university we had the case. Why? Because, for example, when they construct a building, for example, in Germany, they have to have like 30% of the energy have to be covered by the solar panels.
Okay, 30. Okay, solar panel. Yeah.
Yeah. This was the case, and that's why I know it. But all the rest about the alternative energy, really.
Okay, but look at the chart again. You see that chart that I pasted? Irina, if you see it, everyone else sees it. Look at geothermal. Look at USA. It's using 16. They can generate. I don't know. I think if they can generate to 18% worldwide for renewable. I don't know. I think it's produced 16,600 gigawatts. That's giga. When you see giga H, that's gigawatts.
Megawatt is megawatt.
Yeah. That's a lot. That's a lot. But in geothermal, like for instance for America, it's about 16,000. And if you look at solar, I mean it's ridiculous. Look for America. America's doing 565. Who's doing the most? Who do you see who's doing the most with solar?
India. No.
Where is it? In India? I don't see. No. For solar. For solar.
For solar.
Look at Germany.
Yeah.
Solar. Yes, maybe Germany. To 2,200.
Okay, so Ivan, if I understand this, 30% of their generated energy needs to come from solar. Is that like it must come from solar?
Yeah, they cannot transfer a building into operation unless they have the agreement with some solar company that has to install the solar panels on the roof of the building, and yeah, and it has to cover 30% of need of this building for, I don't know how to say this correct.
30% of the consumption.
Yeah, consumption. This is the right word I was looking for. Yes, 30% of consumption has to be covered by solar panels.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, that's a good idea, but the government donates all these solar panels, and it's very expensive to install them, and the government donates for the constructors to install them.
Okay, but I'm guessing, I don't know if it's in Germany, because the companies who are working for Germany to install it, they must have some sort of partnership like this. I know how those government agencies work. But Miguel, how much of Ukraine is using solar panel? You're going to see a solar panel in a village or no?
I think in Ukraine we have not much solar.
Not much at all.
Not
many.
Maybe in Crimea we have some solar battery, and the other region we don't have solar. I never see the solar battery on the roof.
Well, what do you think? Do you think it's worth it? Because you know, I was talking to my dad, and he said, you know what, the batteries are expensive. Very expensive.
А как, извините, зависит?
Depends.
It depends of
On
weather and climate. We often have cloud weather and
cloudy weather.
Cloudy weather, and because people don't want to install the solar battery.
And I heard, Irene, are you there? No?
Yes, I'm here.
Hello. We're talking about renewable energy. Are you listening to what we're saying so far?
Yes, I understand.
Lina, you use solar battery in your house?
No, it's very expensive.
Very expensive?
But yes, the battery is very expensive. But when I was in Greece, I saw a lot of solar battery on the roof of the house.
Michael, could you tell how to say one is a roof, several roofs, or how is it right to say? Michael, turn on your microphone. Your microphone is.
Sorry, I was disconnected. I just signed back.
Could you tell me the one is roof, and when we are saying several roofs?
Roofs, plural. So look, if I can read here, roofs. Roofs, like this. It's the roofs. It's a roof. It's one roof. But if you have multiple roofs, you must have multiple houses. You know, it would make sense to me. All right, so Irina, are you there? Hello.
Yes.
Where are you from again? I forget. Where are you from? Are you from Ukraine or Russia? I forget.
I'm from Ukraine, from Kiev.
You're from Kiev. All right. So I mean, do you notice an increase in your hydro bill? Do you think hydro prices are they going up, or you don't notice a difference? Can you tell us? Electricity.
I'm sorry, I think I don't understand you clearly.
I asked. One second. I asked, do you think hydro bills are going up, or do you think they're staying the same? Electricity bills.
Electricity bills, I think it's not expensive in comparison with other countries, but in the flats. But when we can say about houses, for winter period, it's very expensive to heat the house with electricity.
Well, what are you using in a house? A boiler? A boiler, right? In the winter time, what do people use mostly?
Yes, boiler and heater system with electricity and gas.
They don't use geothermal? Did you see the picture about geothermal? No? Look, I got another picture for you.
Nobody in Ukraine.
Yes, I see the picture.
Look, what?
It's interesting.
Yeah, there's a second one. Okay, Irina, click on the second link for me. The geothermal. See this?
Second, sorry.
The one with the house, the dome.
Yes, house.
Okay, well, tell me, what do you think about the picture? Without even reading the text, what do you see?
In the picture, I can see solar, biomass, and geothermal, hydroelectric, wind. Sorry.
No. Second picture. Second picture. This one.
Picture. Maybe I can see. Sorry.
I just posted it again. Yep. Tell me what do you see? That's what I want to know.
1 moment. It's loud.
Got a lot of vocabulary to cover here. That's why I want to kind of cover. It's interesting to learn.
Geothermal, yes, geothermal.
How's it right to say geothermal?
Tapping the underground. Yes, this picture.
Yeah. So what do you see? You see what underground? What do you see underground?
Yes, underground. Yes, I can see. When
What are they called?
Heat pump exchanger.
Pipes. You see pipes. Pipes. Right. So what do you notice? How does it work? How do you think it works by looking at the picture? How does it work?
It's very interesting for me.
The cold water pump to the ground and
the ground. Yep.
And the water
it goes warmer. Irina, why is it going hotter in the ground? Why does it go from cold from blue to red? Why do you think? Why do you think there's a change of temperature?
I can't understand.
You see?
It's volcanic energy.
Volcanic. Well, in the ground, Irina, as you can see, it's hotter down there, right? So going through, we call it radiant heat, and as it goes around, and then it goes back into the exchange, it goes into the vents. Do you know what vents are? Vents. I'll spell it, vents. Any idea? No?
No.
like an opening for the heat to go. It's an opening.
What is the question?
I asked her, does she know what vents are? Because the vents go into the house.
Как вот источники? Что-то thermal water, maybe under the ground on the picture.
Under the ground, absolutely.
Как располагается? It's situated to maybe thermal waters.
Yeah, it's a technology we use in North America. It costs $12,000 to install. Irina, have you heard about this in Ukraine? Have you ever heard about this before, this technology?
I
heat your home?
I can't understand this such technology, but I know when this трубы, как будет?
Pipes.
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 Yeah.
Pipes, да? When pipes is not very deep in underground, so when in the winter is very high frozen, so the water in these pipes can be frozen.
Absolutely, yeah. I agree with you. I agree. I don't know the answer to that because if the pipes are frozen, you're not going to get any water flow. What do you think? I don't know. Yvonne, Miguel, what's the solution to that? Any idea?
It has to be heated all the time.
Yeah.
I think so. No, or it has to be locally heated.
Locally heated. Sure.
Yeah.
So why do you think? Okay, Irina, why do you think it costs $12,000? That's a lot of horoshi. That's a lot. Even in Canada, believe me, that's a lot of money. Why do you think it costs $12,000? Obviously, if it costs $12,000 in Canada, in America, it's going to cost a lot of money in Ukraine too. Any idea why it costs a lot of money to have this done? No?
No.
Any idea, Miguel, why it would cost so much money?
Because you save a lot.
Not just that, but look at all the digging too. You know, it's a lot of work to do this. But you save on your energy bill as well. You do. Americans spend actually on our hydro bill, we're spending about $300 a month on hydro. That's a lot of money. So some people they want to use different types of energy. And Irina, what do you think of nuclear energy? Do you think it's something Ukraine should keep or move on to something else?
About nuclear energy, I know that it's not safe for people.
Now, are you saying it's not safe because of what happened in Chernobyl, or are you saying it's just not safe because it's just we're dealing with its nuclear atoms?
sorry.
Do you think maybe we could have nuclear energy if we can make it safer, or you think we should get rid of all these nuclear plants?
I'm so sorry. I should one moment, please. Sorry.
I think that we don't have to get rid of nuclear weapons because it's yes, it's dangerous, but we don't have an alternative source of energy. You know, this is the problem. Once we're gonna have it, yeah.
But a lot of Ukrainians are scared because of what happened in Chernobyl. And from my studying, you know what? It was cheap to do it. It supplied to, I think, Belarus and to Kiev too. I'm pretty sure that's where the electricity was supplied to. But that was human error. Yeah. What happened in Chernobyl? But look at the effects. I mean, I don't know. Do you know how much it costed Ukrainians? How much money from the Chernobyl disaster? I don't think they really calculated the disaster cleanup for the cost. Does anyone know?
No, I don't know. I don't know. No.
No. So I mean, it's dangerous, but I think it can be contained. I think if you have professional people that are trained, because if you remember when that explosion happened, these people on the night shift, they were like kids, you know, like they were junior engineers. But I think if you're going to be with nuclear, it has to be something more with experienced people. Miguel?
I think it's dangerous, but like force majeure, when you don't know
what will happen.
What happened? Yeah.
In Canada, we use nuclear energy a lot. We use coal. You know coal.
The black stuff, right?
Yeah. Is that popular too? Maybe in the eastern Ukraine, coal plants for energy, or is that?
Yeah, but it's very old technology, right? Or not? Or maybe I'm not familiar with this.
All right. And what about burning your garbage too? In Canada. We used to burn our garbage. I don't know if the Japanese do that the same. Now, we had filters on the top of we call them incinerators. Now, what does Ukraine do? Do they burn their garbage as well, or they just put it in landfills?
I don't know. I think that they have to. Is it right to classify, right?
Classified. Okay.
I don't know. Is it the right word to say?
Well, if it's classified, it's hidden information.
Once again, could you repeat this?
If it's classified, it's hidden information. That's what classified means.
Okay.
Like Snowden. Like that's classified information. You know, with the Snowden case.
Yeah, but how to say when you take the garbage and then make like glass separately, everything separately?
Compost.
Huh?
Compost.
Yeah.
No. Wait, separately. You mean to separate?
Yeah, we take like for example, we have a garbage like a full like a huge amount of garbage, and then we separate like glass, then the plastic, then the paper. You know how to say this process?
we say we separate our garbage.
Separate. This is the right word, right?
Yeah, we're separating. We're putting in different sections.
We are putting it in different sections. That's what I would say right there. But you know what I was thinking? I think that if you had like an incinerator, you could put a turbine in top of the incinerator, because the exhaust, the heat has to go somewhere. So heat moves the turbine, and you can make energy out of that. But that was just an idea that I came up with. You know, you can call that renewable energy as well. So what about wind technology too? How much wind technology do we have in Ukraine?
Do we have it?
Yeah, I don't see that.
Where
did you see this?
I never in Canada, not in Ukraine. Sorry.
Yeah, I've never seen it in Ukraine too.
What do you think? Irina, what do you think about wind?
About garbage energy, I've heard I've heard about such type of energy in the west of Ukraine. Oh, sorry, west. Yes, west. In village of Karpaty.
Carpathian Mountain.
Okay, so in the Carpathian Mountains?
Irina, are you here?
Sorry, what? In my house I don't have such type of energy.
Okay.
All right. So, but what do you think about wind technology? Wind. I have a picture here. Where's my picture? You know what wind technology is?
Yes, I saw this technology in Crimea.
Only. Okay. Why in Crimea? Why do you think it was only there? Any idea?
I have idea. Maybe near the water, near the sea, the weather have a difference with difference in temperature, and it's making
It makes
wind.
It makes wind.
It makes more wind than in the central of Ukraine when we don't have a sea.
Well, where else would we have windy areas the most in Ukraine? What other regions are very windy?
When?
Windy.
I know in Crimea, Tarkhankut, very windy region.
In Crimea, someone put what? Hello?
What region in Crimea?
No, you asked, you said in Crimea someone put...
You see, Mike?
I see it, but I can't read it. I asked what other windy regions are in Ukraine where we could have wind turbines or wind technology. Any other regions?
I don't know these regions.
The winter. А как назвать вот эти вот ветряные winter?
Like windmills, right? Is it right to say windmills?
Windmills. Windmills are like a bunch of wind turbines. Like this.
Это как мельница, как воздушная мельница, ну как вот эти вот.
Ну да, это, наверное, неправильно. Windmills.
Windmills это правильно.
Windmills. It's a mill. Like a mill is like a group of. When we're talking about a group of. Here's a picture right here. You can't. Why can't you just have a couple? What could happen if you just have a couple windmills?
Couple? What do you mean?
Two. Why can't you just have one or two? What would happen?
I don't know what will happen. Maybe it's not efficient.
Yeah, exactly. Wind goes at different directions at different hours.
Yeah.
Different angles. You know, from east to west, northeast, it can come from different directions.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at these windmills, I don't think they're all on the same angle. Well, maybe these ones. I think these are different angles. I'm pretty sure. What other side effects? Irina, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, okay, well, Yvonne, what other type of side effects can happen from windmills? Irina, are you there?
Yes.
Right. Okay, so my question is, what are some of the side effects that could happen from windmills?
What kind of effects?
You saw the picture. So what are some of the... Sorry?
Side effects — это негативное последствие или как бы или что-то вот негативное от вот этих вот ветряных мельниц, ну ветряных вот этих вот генераторов энергии.
What are some of the pros? We have some pros, right? Pros are positives, and then we have our cons, right? Pros and cons. So some of the pros is it's good for the environment.
Yeah.
What's a con? A negative.
Con, maybe, is it expensive? No.
It's expensive. Turbines.
No, the turbines is expensive.
Absolutely.
Then how to say КПД, кто знает, как бы, коэффициент подействия.
Полезного действия.
Да, Michael, how to say this coefficient of useful, блин, не знаю, сейчас посмотрим.
Action.
I hear the what windmills are dangerous because they make sounds like ultrasounds, and it's а как вредно it's dangerous for the здоровье.
Yeah, yes, you're correct. Where did you hear this from? Where did you hear
I don't know. I maybe read the article about this.
Harmful, вредно.
Irina, did you hear that too about windmills, about the noises they make?
Yes, something like this. I don't remember.
And if someone can tell me, so about these noises, well, what can happen to a person?
This means this while windmills we don't как устанавливать?
Install.
We don't install on the house because it's dangerous for people.
Near the house.
On the house. You never see the windmill on the house, yes?
No, I have in Canada.
Yes?
In here, you can see that from your house. In the prairies, in like the east part of Canada, they're there. And they're near houses, and people said it causes cancer. Irina, what do you think? Do you think windmills can cause cancer?
I really don't understand.
Oh, I knew about
I understand what you say, but I don't understand it in technology.
Okay, well, I don't know. I mean, Yvonne, have you heard about them causing cancer too? Do you think that's possible? Miguel? Because think about it, like the high frequency noises, they said those it was high.
Yes, high frequency noises. It's about this. But cancer is любая болезнь может быть, Жень. Евгения, cancer. Okay.
How do you say cancer in Ukrainian? Rock, cancer.
No, it's not a cancer, but maybe the people have problem with
Health?
All health.
Health. They're all, okay, we can say all of their health.
All their health. Mm-hmm.
So, what are we, okay, in Ukraine, what kind of some things we do? I mean, to be honest, I think we're very inefficient in this country. That's my opinion. Irina, what are some things we could do in Ukraine to have better, I don't know, not energy, maybe energy, but new advances? Well, what do you think Ukraine should do? What do you think as a Ukrainian citizen?
As I understand your question about what kind of energy more useful in Ukraine?
Ukraine, yeah. What should happen in Ukraine? What do you think Ukraine should invest? Sorry?
I think in some times of year it's solar energy. It can be solar energy, and another period of year. It's awful.
Another period of time.
This is my energy.
Kids have lots of energy. Yes. You know. I heard some people that used to go on a bicycle and they make energy like that. That was. How did they get electricity in Ukraine in the old days? Not Ivan. Mikhail, how did they get energy? Do you remember, like, did they ever have in Ukraine, like, where they used to spin a wheel?
I don't hear. Could you repeat?
I said, back in the old days in Ukraine, how did they make energy? Like back in the 18th century, 19th century, what did they ever use a wheel?
It's coal energy.
Just coal.
Coal. It's if you know тепловоз, what the тепловоз. It's a train with work on the coal energy. The people. А как бросать?
Throw.
Как?
Throw.
Throw это бросать, да?
Mm-hmm.
The coal on the... а как печка? Кто знает это?
No.
What do you think of this? Could you hold on? Look at this picture. 1 second.
Печка heater.
Heater.
Do you think you could do this all day to make some energy?
Mm-hmm. No.
It'd be good exercise, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but if my wireless will depend on this, I would do it. If my internet will depend on this.
Miguel, what do you think?
It's a generator, electric generator.
It's a wheel generator.
Mm-hmm.
They used to use that back in the old days, and I don't know. Maybe Babushka used to use it in Canada to ride on. So that's some sort of renewable energy as well. What about in the future? What do you think will happen in the future? What kind of other renewable energies that will exist? Have you heard of anything newer technologies?
I didn't hear about the new technologies, but I think that we have to take energies from ourselves first, and from the air somehow. Not from the wind, but from the air. I don't know. Yeah, from the air, because like I don't know if it's possible, of course, but yeah, it's like I don't know, the maximum. I don't know how to say this, Michael.
What about gas? I don't know. I'm
yeah,
trying
but
to,
like, gas, not much gas in the world. I think that's why.
We had this discussion, not to get political about this, but just, in Canada we have a lot of gas in the ground. We have natural gas in the ground, and we have our petroleum in the ground too. But Canada sells ours to other countries. Yeah, Canadians, they pay a lot of money for oil too. For Ukraine, is there any way to get natural gas instead of from other countries, but from Ukraine? Is it possible, do you think? Miguel?
What is
natural gas?
Natural gas?
In Ukraine, not from other countries, but from Ukraine.
I know we always buy it in Russia, and
yes, that's what I But can we make our own natural gas?
And we had own natural gas, but it was in Crimea, and a lot in Crimea. But now it's not our gas.
Okay, so I understand. So we just have this part of Ukraine now. What do you think we should do in order to not rely on other countries, right? Any country, just to rely on Ukraine? What do you think Ukraine can do?
Ukraine? I don't know. Maybe in the future we have more cheaper solar energy, and we use it.
But we need natural gas, correct?
So I think we don't in the future.
Irina, what do you think? I've heard about the energy of ground. If
but we don't have any natural gas.
I don't know about gas, but I've heard about the technology that use the ground, energy in the ground. I don't understand how it works, but I've heard it about.
How it works? When you turn on the ground, the temperature is higher. More higher than you. А как опускаться под землю? Ну, как в шахте. Там более жарко.
Go down.
Go down on the ground. And, а как шахта, кто знает?
Mine.
Yeah.
And the people in the mine.
In the mine?
If you go down to the mine, you was чувствовать, Жень, Ирина.
Чувствовать, you will
feel the temperature.
The heat. Sure.
On the streets. You understand me?
No, I understand. I hope everyone else understands. But they said in the world depends on petroleum, oil, and we need oil because they did a documentary, right? If the world never had oil, well, this was actually America. If America never had oil, America would stop completely. Dead stop. Everything would stop. You know your piquette? You know the shopping bag at the grocery store.
Yeah.
That's made out of oil too. Petroleum, you know. Everything is made out of oil. And I try to figure out what can we use besides oil? I mean, people try to burn water. Have you ever heard of people burning water, using water as a renewable source of energy? But no. Water. Has anyone heard about using water? No? Well, what's the problems with water? Anyone know what the problems are with water? Why can't we use water? Why? Fujimu, right? Why? No one knows? No? Well, you can't burn water, right? Yes, you can't burn water. Now, have you heard of anyone using oil from? Here's what we did in Canada. You know the oil from the fast food restaurants? People would take that oil, like from McDonald's, from Burger King, and they would put it in their engine, in their machina. But they would change the carburetor, so that they can burn it. Have you ever heard of a Ukrainian person doing that? No, like that, no?
No.
Using oil from cooking oil, burnt cooking oil, no?
No.
But the problem was the carburetor. Everyone knows what a carburetor is?
Carburetor.
Yes. It got clogged. Any idea what clogged means? Clogged?
No.
No? It means
Засоряться.
like it got dirty. You know, like in that oil, you know, from McDonald's, from fast food restaurants, there's stuff in it. It's not pure, right? It's not pure oil. It's got like French fries in it. It's got particles, right? Yeah. And because it had particles in it, the carburetor would get clunky, like all this junk would get in it, and your carburetor would need to be cleaned out. You know, like also you destroy your carburetor in your car. So that's what we do as well. That would be interesting as well. But in terms of car batteries like that, electric cars. I don't think, I've never seen an electric station. Have you? Anyone? Irina?
Irina.
No?
In Ukraine?
Miguel, have you ever seen an electric station where you can charge?
Electric station.
Yeah, yeah.
Electric station. What kind of electric station? Maybe.
To charge your car.
Чтобы машину зарядить.
No, I never see it. I think the people как заряжают? Charge the car from the flats, как розетки, кто знает, вот не знаю. Flats electricity.
Well, Ivan, from other European countries, or for anyone else, what can we learn from European countries in order to incorporate into Ukraine? What do you think some things we should take from them? Because obviously, I think it's a little bit, they're more efficient. Ivan, maybe you can share something with us? Or Irina, what do you think we could learn from European countries?
I've seen this station in European countries, and I like such car very much because
electric,
really,
right?
Yes, electric. Because it's really environment protection. But in Ukraine, I
what
haven't.
Actually said? You haven't seen this electric station.
Yes, in the European countries.
But in Europea, I mean, I think we could incorporate.
What do you mean by this, Michael?
Sorry?
What do you mean by this?
When I say incorporate?
Yeah. What is it?
Incorporate means to take into consideration. Okay, to copy something, to incorporate. You want to take something from another country and you want to take it into your country. We can say we want to incorporate, right, something from a different country. Take into consideration.
Okay, so what was the question?
Well, I asked you before, I asked about what could we learn from European countries? What should we be doing differently? Or should we be changing? Because you were in Germany for a couple of years, maybe you know more than me because I haven't even been to Germany yet.
What we have to change our laws. And, you know, in Germany, we have even more sunny days than in Germany, so we have more potential. You know?
Okay, for solar.
For solar, right, for solar. But since this industry is highly donated by the government of Germany, because it's very expensive, Ukraine cannot do this because it's too poor to have it. You know? So we have to start at least, for example, with 5% of energy covered, consumption covered, and then move further.
Any other type of energies we should be incorporating? Like in America, like, okay, they have geothermal appliances. You know, you have like an intake, outtake, you know, and like on your furnace, stove, but they're very expensive. And to be honest with you, the average technician cannot service them. You need a specialist who specializes with like geothermal, then they had sub-zero. So America has some interesting stuff because, you know, you have to understand, in America, even in Canada, our bills are very high. Like I said, $300. Like for one hydro bill last month back in Canada. That's expensive. Very expensive. What about water turbines? Hydro. We have Niagara Falls. What do we have any like water turbines at all? Any dams that generate electricity? Is it common too in Ukraine? You know what I mean?
Hydroelectric station.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Niagara Falls. Niagara Falls, we get our energy from Niagara Falls.
What do you say? Niagara Falls?
We get there's turbines underneath Niagara Falls, right? And the water hits the turbines.
Yes, yes, yes.
And the water spins.
Yes, yes. And the energy is.
We get that energy in Ontario.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything in Ukraine? Is there any water turbines as well? Is it popular? You don't know, maybe?
It's popular. We have on the meter 1 or 2 electro stations.
Okay.
Hydroelectric station.
All right. I didn't know, honestly. I didn't know if that was something popular like that. Because if anyone does travel around the world, you'll see it. Things can be really expensive. To be honest, we had smart meters. Did you ever hear of smart meters?
Smart?
No. Smart hydrometer? No, never heard about it. Irina? No, never. No one heard it. It's a meter that bills you depending on when you use your electricity. So, if, for example, if you use your electricity at 3 o'clock in the morning, they charge you less than if you used it at 8 o'clock at night.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I understand. It's a control of the using electric. Yes, it's making a government or you.
Ontario. This was I know Ontario Hydro, and even in America, when I dealt with American customers, like from Michigan through Michigan, Detroit Energy, they had those smart meters too. Do we have those smart meters in Ukraine? Irina, have you heard of them before?
Yes,
No?
I've heard about it, but in our house, in the night we pay more, we pay less for the electricity than in the day.
Okay, so maybe it is a smart meter. Yeah, that's what it does. You pay less at different times.
Mm-hmm.
So why would they do that? Why how do you say this? Why do you think they made smart meters? Any idea?
No idea.
No?
Make more money.
No, because if you use the hydro at peak hours, like 8 o'clock at night, everybody is using electricity at that time, and they don't have enough energy on the grid. They don't want people using energy at the peak at those times. Because we had a big blackout in Canada, like a brownout. Cities had no hydro, and then we had to borrow hydro from America on the grid. So I don't know, maybe we have lots of air conditioners. I don't know, air conditioners take a lot of electricity, but it was a very hot day that time. So smart meters, a lot of people, I remember in America, they had problems because they said it wasn't working correctly. The meter was going cuckoo. It was going too fast or something. So maybe that's why they see a $500 bill. It wasn't rare to see a customer with a $700 hydro bill per month. That's a lot of money. 7, 14, 20, 20, 35, 40, 40. But 4,900 hryvnia per month.
Yeah,
What would you do, Miguel, if you had a 5,000 hryvnia hydro bill?
yeah, he wouldn't pay this.
Yeah, but you would lose your hydro, wouldn't you, Ivan? Right? You would lose your electricity.
Yeah.
Well, what's the most you paid for hydro? The most I paid, what was the most? Probably I paid around maybe 50 hryvnia. That's the most I paid. That's pretty cheap. Anyone pay over 300 hryvnia? No?
I don't remember.
No?
No, you do not.
You guys are lucky then. You guys, we're lucky in Ukraine. But to end this, Irina, what's so funny? What's so funny?
That they are very happy in Ukraine.
No, I mean when it comes to electricity. Okay.
Yes, I understand you, of course.
Compared to what my parents paid $300 in Canada just last month. But to end this, I think Ukraine needs better energy alternatives. I don't know who or where they're going to get it from, but I hope there's some smart people somewhere to come up with some answers, because I think Ukraine needs to rely on Ukraine for any type of energy, and I can't say to be more like Canada, because Canada is like, we have a lot of natural resources. We have like a lot of water, a lot of oil. We're just lucky, in that case. But you have to understand, in Canada, we export a lot of stuff, and we don't have enough for ourselves. That's another problem too. And nothing's perfect. So that's just my only suggestion, is to have a better alternative, and for someone to come up with those. So are there any questions for me at all about this discussion about renewable energy?
I don't understand. What the Canada export?
Again?
What Canada export? I don't hear. You see, the Canada export.
We export a lot of our energy, meaning we sell it to other countries. You see, Canada likes to make money. The government loves money. Money talks. So instead of giving it for Canadians, we sell our stuff to other people. Our wood. We sell a lot of wood to China. Our wood comes from Victoria, British Columbia. We have lots of wood. More wood than what you would see in a village. You should look at some pictures. So we export a lot to other countries. And China buys a lot of our oil now, our petroleum, and our minerals. So those type of countries are buying lots of our stuff.
But where do you take this energy from? Where does the Canada take this energy from? How do you produce this energy?
Sorry?
How do you produce this energy in Canada?
Well, for instance, oil comes from the ground, right?
Yeah, oil is understandable.
They come from the ground too. Everything looks like it comes from the ground, or they filter it somehow to extract it. In the Yukon, we have gold, lots of gold. In Alaska, we have a lot of, we have a lot of gold there too. And we have other countries who are interested in that too, getting it. So, I mean, Canada, like, we just sold an oil company to China, Exxon or something like that, and we didn't want to sell it, but the government wanted to, because they wanted to make a profit. So we wanted to keep it because we knew all that oil would go to another country. So to give you an example, I mean, that's how we export. We just take it and we ship it by boat, by ship, cargo, to another country.
And one more question, maybe 1 more minute. What kind of energies do you use in Canada more often? Like, what is more более распространенный, more spread, how to say it? Try to say.
Natural gas.
Natural gas is the most okay.
That and propane too. Propane's very explosive. Like, poof, it'll blow up. You gotta watch. Like, we use propane for different things, but natural gas, oil is still the king. Oil is the king. I don't know why, but it's the king. We pay as much as Ukrainian people. We pay about $1.23. And Canadians say, wow, that's a lot of money. Geez, how am I going to afford to fill up our gas tank?
Yeah, well, what will happen to Russia once the oil will be like less than $100? What do you think?
I don't know. Less than $100.
Okay. Good.
So, any other questions for me?
No.
No one?
No, thank you very much.
All right, everyone. Thank you. It's 9 o'clock. Well, 9:03. Have a good evening.
Yeah, you too. Bye. Всем пока.
До свидания.